Welcome everyone to Live 1000 Years. Today we're going to read from Subchapter 1, Diet, from Chapter 2, Health. The article is entitled World Eating Habits. Now let's turn our attention to the bigger picture by examining life expectancy, health, and eating habits of various countries and places around the world. What eating habits throughout the world promote and maintain our good health? According to the World Health Organization, the top 5 countries with the longest expectation of life are Japan, Spain, Andorra, Singapore, and Switzerland. The bottom 5 countries with the lowest life expectancy all reside in the continent of Africa. They are Sierra Leone, Lesotho, Central African Republic, Angola, and Chad. The United States comes in at number 34. From a slightly different perspective, the top places with the longest life expectancy are in Okinawa, Japan, Abkhazia, Russia, Villalobama, Ecuador, Hunza, Pakistan, Sardinia, Italy, Loma Linda, California, Nicoya, Costa Rica, and Ikaria, Greece. If we merge the top countries with the top places, that is, if we look for a common denominator, there's only one obvious winner: Okinawa, Japan. When we examine the lifespan, health, and eating habits of a typical Japanese citizen living in Okinawa, Japan, here's what we find. There are over 400 Okinawans who are more than 100 years old. The Okinawans have a low risk of heart disease, arterial sclerosis, and stomach cancer, and hormone-dependent cancer such as breast and prostate cancer. Generally, Okinawans eat small amounts of animal and fish products and normally consume such products raw or lightly steamed. They also eat squid and octopus, both of which are rich in taurine, which lowers the cholesterol and blood pressure in people. They enjoy lots of whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and soy products, including conboy seaweed. Okinawans, in fact, eat more tofu and soybean products than any other country in the world. Okinawa's indigenous vegetables are very unique and healthy. One example is purple sweet potatoes, which are rich in flavonoids, carotene, vitamin E, and lycopene. Now let's examine the eating habits of several other top places in the world. In Abkhazia, Russia, the citizens primarily eat fresh fruit and vegetables along with nuts and whole grains. People in Abkhazia consume very little animal products. Upon rare occasions, they'll eat fresh meat with the fat removed. They also drink a fermented beverage called matzoni that's made from cow, goat, or sheep's milk. In Villalobama, Ecuador, the citizens eat almost no animal products, no packaged or prepared food. They normally eat raw vegetables, nuts, and seeds, although they will sometimes consume cooked whole grains. In Hunza, Pakistan, the citizens primarily eat fresh fruit for most of the year. During the summertime, however, 80% of their diet contains raw food, while in the wintertime, they mostly eat cooked beans, corn, root vegetables, squash, and sprouts. They store lots of dried fruit to last them until springtime. People in Hunza normally avoid cooking. Approximately 80% of their food is consumed raw. Though they eat small amounts of meat and dairy on occasions, it's an exception and not a regular practice or habit. Another diet that's becoming more popular among health enthusiasts today in the United States is the so-called Mediterranean diet. This diet consists of fresh fish, vegetables, fruits, nuts, beans and peas, unrefined grains, and olive oil. Many new Mediterranean restaurants have popped up on the American landscape today. Nutritionists have summarized the diets of the foregoing countries and places. Their diet mostly involves plant foods, and all food, whether plant, fish, or animal, is normally consumed raw or lightly steamed, but never fried. Their daily calorie intake ranges between 1,700 to 1,800 calories. Their daily calories consist of 69 to 73% carbohydrates, 10 to 13% protein, and 15 to 18% fat. They eat low amounts of salt and no processed foods, milk products, or refined sugars. As a result, there are virtually no incidences of heart disease, cancer, or obesity amongst these cultures. In the final analysis, it appears that vegetarian diets have the edge over meat-eater diets according to these countries, although healthy cultures still eat meat on occasions. One thing, though, is perfectly clear. A healthy diet plays a huge role in the quality of our life and how long we live. However, our ability to live well beyond 100 years is not solely determined by whether we eat vegetarian or meat eaters. Our lifespan is also determined by our DNA, by our upbringing and temperament, by how physically active, social, and spiritual we are, by the climate where we live, by the standard of health care available to us, and how relaxed and free from stress we are. Whether we take naps and sleep soundly, we have wars in our neighborhood, and so forth. Even being born a woman helps. In fact, 85% of the world's centenarians, that is, people that live beyond 100 years old, are women.